Well, it is so nice to meet you. Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
I love your hair. It looks so unique. Yeah.
Thank you.
Holly, thank you for accepting our interview invitation. My sisters and I are all impressed by your extensive leadership experience, and we are curious about your Indonesian culture. First, could you please briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay, so hi, my name is Holly. I consider myself a student entrepreneur, innovator, and I'm very community driven because I actually lead a few organizations. The first one is called Eclipse, and then I also have Streams of Hope. And I'm also a dancer, a business owner, so I'm kind of balancing all of those things at once.
Wow. You started Haru Studio in 2023 as Surabaya. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, it is Surabaya.
A top Korean self-service photo booth. What inspired you to do so? How did you identify this opportunity?
So it was actually during a trip to Korea with my grandparents at early 2023. So I saw that the market in Korea was full of photo booths everywhere. Like every 2 blocks, you can see shops of photo booth. But in Indonesia, I figured that the market wasn't saturated yet. So I realized this trend isn't fully caught up with, especially in Surabaya. So I thought at that time, I thought it was a great opportunity to introduce something fresh to the market, like creating some kind of unique experience. And with Hair Studio, I aim to create a space where people can have nostalgic yet modern experience, like blending in the Korean style and Indonesian style of photo booth there.
Wow. I find that really inspiring.
Thank you.
So in 2024, you co-founded an initiative, Streams of Hope, which designed and distributed and ceramic based water filtration devices. It impacted more
Nice.
than 5,000 people in underserved communities. Could you please introduce this initiative? What are its goals and what is its impact so far? What were your roles in this initiative?
Okay, so this organization was made when my one of my friends contacted me that she wanted to start her own organization. So I co-founded it with her, and we realized that Indonesia, especially in some small communities in Indonesia, have really small access to clean water, and they only have the seawater that's flowing, and it's really hard to get access to the clean water, and that's why we want this organization to tackle the pressing issue of not having clean water access in rural areas. Our goal is to provide sustainable and low cost, easy to use water filtration devices to communities that lack safe drinking water. So far, we've successfully designed and contributed over 50 ceramic based filtration units, and my role was essentially to design a cheap prototype because we have to make it very cost efficient. It's for the rural areas, and we can't afford a lot of the money going there just to build advanced ones. But we need cheap and still works. That still works efficiently. So yeah, our prototypes, of course, it failed several times. Some of the impurities still slip through, but at the end, we actually redesigned the design into something more sustainable, and it's actually not expensive to distribute to communities. So yeah, I think that is like our goal in this example.
Wow, your friends must be really, really lucky to have you.
Mhm.
hmm
Thank
So,
you.
you also founded I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, so if you could
Hmm.
like just correct me, the Ikatan
it,
Alejandra.
it's it's Ikatan Olahraga Dansa Indonesia. It's basically the community of Indonesia dancers in English.
Oh, okay. So, and then, yeah, a national dance team. Wow. Can you tell us about your team? Why did you start the team? How many dancers do you have, and how do you motivate and manage them?
So I first joined this organization or community when I was in seventh grade, and now I'm in 12th grade. So it's been a while, and last year actually I've been chosen to lead the team. So this team is more of a competitive national dance team with 40 athletes from different cities all across Indonesia. I did not start the team, but I just joined as a member, and I eventually rose up the ranks into becoming a leader. And how I motivate these members is actually one of the hardest parts because not a lot of members, not all of them are like available all the time. Most of them are students and most of them are university students where they're actually very busy. So I usually maintain this motivation by creating a training schedule that we have to stay consistent to. And then we have to like I usually set goals to for our competitions like um the day before competition, you have to do this workout, review this, and all of these essentially create an environment where the dancers can push each other to improve. And beyond technical skills, I actually employ like emphasize the resilience and the winning mindset of my members because I think that's is what important. Whether we win or we lose, that's very common in competitions. And yeah, that's how I manage my team members.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really inspired by that. Like
Thank
you
you.
motivate everybody and they just got
Mm.
find that really impressive. Well, thank you for introducing your three initiative, Heart Studio, Streams of Hope, and your national dance team. I know you are also active in mathematical modeling and challenge and other science competitions. How do you balance your diverse roles and responsibilities across different organizations and projects? What are your strategies?
Oh, this is such an interesting question because it might seem intimidating at first. Like when I list all of my activities now, it looks like, oh my God, you have a lot of things to do. But actually, it all just comes down to time management and prioritization. So I usually end my school day at 3:30 p.m. And after that, I usually have either have extra lessons or I have time to either manage my business or since I'm the leader of most of these organizations, I get to oversee what the members are doing. So essentially, I did like all the prototypes for Streams of Hope and all of those heavy stuffs, making the curriculum for Eclipse like in the summer or winter, so that during the school academic year, I don't really have to do anything heavy. I just need to oversee the activities. So I usually break down my tasks based on the urgency and impact it does. Like if this project is not important, I can just stitch it or give it to my members, let my members handle it. And I usually this is a skill I developed earlier last year that I need to delegate. I don't need to take all the responsibility to myself. So I usually tend to surround myself with a lot of good team members and I choose to myself so that they can handle the responsibilities well so that I don't have to like do all of the responsibilities by myself. And yeah, I think that's it.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. hmm Well, among all the initiatives you have led, what do you consider your most significant achievement so far? And what future goals are you aiming to accomplish?
So one of my proudest achievements would be my Haru Studio, my affordable business, because it turned some small thing of a passion, like something as small as a passion into a business that generates actually quite a lot for per month, which has given me some financial freedom and allowed me to invest into other meaningful projects. And some of the future goals I'm planning to accomplish is one of my organizations, Eclipse, actually. So we made a curriculum and we're now planning to implement it to several schools in Surabaya instead of just teaching it to orphanages. So we plan to further enlarge the impact of my organization as well.
Mm, okay. Yeah, so as we know, the COVID-19 pandemic started in 2020 and spread rapidly throughout the world, including Indonesia. How did the COVID-19 pandemic influence your approach to the community service and social impact projects?
Okay, so I actually got COVID 3 times. Like it was
Oh.
such a bad year for me. Like when I got it 3 times and like I realized I actually come from a decent family and
Mhm.
when I realized some people out there are probably struggling way more than me and that is like a tipping point where I realized that I actually need to do something for the community. I am privileged and I have to give something back to them. So instead of like just providing temporary relief, decided to make something that has the bigger impact, like Streams of Hope. And it actually was motivated from this COVID pandemic as well. We have been planning this organization for a while before we are able to release it.
Yeah, I find it really inspiring how like you said that you're privileged and then you give more to the people that's not so privileged. I find that really amazing and helpful
Thank
to the
you.
other people, you know.
Thank
Well,
you.
now let's talk about the future a little bit. I saw you earned both the gold and the grand awards at the International Research Competition for Young Scientists in 2023.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on your achievements.
Thank
How did your participation shape your perspective on AI, and
you.
how do you plan to apply this knowledge in your future endeavors?
Mm. Okay, thank you so much. And actually, this was my first ever AI competition. So
Oh,
this was like the starting point for everything. Since ever since I won this competition, I have been very fascinated with AI because like this competition really deepened my understanding in the real world applications. Like AI can be used more than just ChatGPT. So I saw AI by something like some I saw AI as something that can solve problems like optimize systems and make life easier. So in the future, I want to integrate AI into some of my business and probably community projects, whether it can be by using AI to enhance customer experiences for Haru Studio or like applying machine learning into social impact organizations so that the children can learn easier. So I think AI will be a good way to assist in both in my business and social impact.
so you're really passionate about AI?
Yes, I plan to take an AI major in
Oh
college.
wow, in college. Really
Mhm.
impressive. So,
Thank you.
um, so if so you're really passionate about AI, do you plan to
Mhm.
like do anything with AI? Are you gonna cooperate with AI to do anything?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I plan to incorporate AI in a lot of my businesses and my organizations, and I think AI will be such a great help. Like it won't replace
Uh,
the human jobs entirely as well, but it will be just there to help and make our lives easier.
yeah, and if there's AI, not only will it like help humans, but also create more jobs for humans. So yeah.
Yes, that's very true.
How do you see the role of youth empowerment in driving social change, and what advice would you give to young leaders across the world aspiring to make a difference in their communities?
Ooh, that's such an interesting question. So, what I feel is like youth has a lot of energy and they have a lot of creativity from what I've seen, like way more than Gen X or Gen Y, sorry. But the key is like probably to just take action. Don't be just underestimated by the older generations and don't wait until you feel ready because no one ever truly is. Because when I started these initiatives, of course, I was scared. I was not ready, but I just went ahead and did it. So my advice is to like to all of the people out there, just start. Whether it's like a small project, it's a business, it's a social initiative. Just by taking the first step is probably the hardest, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like the most important part. So it's important to surround yourself with good people just to keep learning and keep improving. And who knows that you're probably gonna be some good inspiration to the community.
Yeah, like at all the achievements you've done, how important you are, and I find that really inspiring that you think that just like taking the first step is really hard because like what if you don't make it, like you'll like overthink something, so that's
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. So last but not least, if I ask you to recommend a book or an author from Indonesia to youth in the US, which book or author would you recommend and why?
Okay, so I actually have two books to recommend. The first one, I don't have it right now physically,
uh
but it's called The Richer Mindset. Wait, I
Richard.
can send you a link later. The Richer Mindset. It's actually written by my grandpa, so it's like about his life experiences. And I think because I see my grandpa as someone who is an inspiration, I think by reading the book, some of the youth in the US may find it inspiring and do a lot more stuff than me. And then the other book is, wait, I have it here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's called here. It's by Mary. Oh, the blur. Okay, it's
It's
by
fine.
Mary Rihanna.
Oh wow, the little
So the
so pretty. Sorry.
Yes, I know, right? So this title is called this is Indonesian, but if it's
Yeah.
translated, it's like a dream of $1 million. So by reading this book, I actually feel a lot of very inspired, and I think this is one of the best books ever. Best books I've ever read. Like,
Oh
yeah.
wow. So this story is about like can you repeat what the story was about again?
So this is about an actually inspiring person also from Indonesia, and she was like not that rich, I guess, when she
Oh,
started, but then throughout the years she grew into someone that could make like $1 million. And for me, I love business, and she has become such an inspiring person for me. And yeah,
oh wow. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for sharing that book, and I hope to read it
yes.
someday too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I find amazing that you're inspired by a book, and I'll hope to read
Mm-hmm.
it again. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey with us today. Your dedication to leadership and community engagement in Indonesia is truly remarkable. Through your efforts, you are not only making a positive impact in your community, but also setting an example for young leaders everywhere. Your story has shown us the power of youth in driving change and highlighted the importance of staying committed to one's values and goals. We are grateful for the opportunity to learn from you and are excited to see the continued impact of your work. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I I'm like really lucky that I had this opportunity with you to like chat about your studio. Yeah.
Me too.
And if you have any questions about like ET Connect, you can just like let me know. Well, I
Okay.
think that's